Miraging steels derive their strength from the following mechanism. A fine highly dislocated and strong martensite. B. Fine dispersions of intermetallics of Fe, etc. C. Fine dispersions of alloy carbides in a ferrite matrix. D. Fine dispersions of Fe3C nucleated on dislocations in austenite. The correct answer is a fine highly dislocated and strong martensite. Ceramic compounds as compared to metallic compounds. A. Crystallize faster. B. Resist greater tensile stress at room temperature. C. Have higher melting temperature. D. Are better conductor of electricity at higher temperature. The correct answer is have higher melting temperature. Pressure exerted by a liquid depends upon its A. Surface tension. B. Density. C. Viscosity. D. Buoyancy. The correct answer is density. The most detrimental impurity in high-pressure boiler feed water is A. Suspended salt. B. Dissolved salt. C. Silica. D. Turbidity. The correct answer is silica. Pick out the wrong statement. A soft magnetic material should have high permeability and small area of hysteresis loop. B. Poisson's ratio of high melting point metals is more than unity. C. Solders generally melt at less than 185 C. D. Steel produced by B.O.F process is ideally suited for manufacturing flat product. The correct answer is Poisson's ratio of high melting point metals is more than unity. The refractory lining of the bottom in a basic electric arc furnace is made of A. Silica. B. Alumina. C. Magnesia. D. Fire clay. The correct answer is magnesia. Alcohols are not suitable as diesel engine fuel because the cetane number of alcohols is A. Very low, which prevents their ignition by compression. B. Very high, which prevents their ignition by compression. C. 0. D. None of these. The correct answer is very low, which prevents their ignition by compression. Matte smelting is used in the extraction of A. Lead. B. Zinc. C. Aluminium. D. Copper. The correct answer is copper. Percentage of differential pressure lost in a venturimeter with a tapering of 15th may be about A. 1. B. 10. C. 25. D. 50. The correct answer is 10. Compressed dry air is used as the cutting fluid while machining. A. Steel. B. Cast iron. C. Aluminium. D. None of these. The correct answer is cast iron. Oxide layer formed on the non-ferrous metal surface after its annealing is A. Removed by acid pickling. B. Hammered into the surface. C. Removed with coarse emery cloth. D. Left as such to protect the surface. The correct answer is removed by acid pickling. Silicon percentage in silicon steel used for electrical equipments is about A. 1. B. 4.0. C. 8. D. 14. The correct answer is 4.0. Catalyst used in the catalytic converter employed in automobile exhaust line for complete combustion oxidation of carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides and hydrocarbons is A. Alumina. B. Platinum. C. Vanadium pentoxide. D. Iron oxide. The correct answer is platinum. Liquid nitrogen containers can be made from A. Ferritic stainless steel. B. HSLA steel. C. Titanium. D. Austenitic stainless steel. The correct answer is HSLA steel. Materials having lattice structure are usually the most ductile. A. Body-centered cubic BCC. B. Hexagonal close pack HCP. C. Face-centered cubic FCC. D. None of these. The correct answer is face-centered cubic FCC. Metal cutting by oxy-acetylene flame is accomplished by the of the metal. A. Burning. B. Intensive oxidation. C. Evaporation. D. None of these. The correct answer is intensive oxidation. The material used for coating the welding electrode is termed as the A. Flux. B. Slag. C. Protective layer. D. Binder. The correct answer is slag. In an amorphous material, atoms defy any definite atomic structure and exist in random pattern just like in liquid. Which of the following is an amorphous material? A. Tin. B. Lead. C. Zinc. D. Glass. The correct answer is glass. Even though heat transfer coefficients in boiling liquids is large, use of fins is advantageous when the entire surface is exposed to boiling. A. Film. B. Nucleate. C. Transition. D. All modes of. The correct answer is film. In Newton's law of viscosity, which states that the shear stress is proportional to the coefficient of viscosity, is called dynamic or absolute viscosity, where V velocity Vg velocity gradient. A. V2. B. 1 V2. C. 1 Vg. D. Vg. The correct answer is Vg. Which of the following materials has the least scrap value? A. Aluminium. B. Stainless steel. C. Brass. D. Copper. The correct answer is stainless steel. Force between the molecules of the same substance is called force. A. Adhesive. B. Cohesive. C. Molecular. D. van der Waals. The correct answer is cohesive. Stresses encountered in the metal forming processes are less than the of the material. A. Fracture strength. B. Yield strength. C. Elastic limit. D. Limit of proportionality. The correct answer is fracture strength. Which of the following is not a ferromagnetic material? A. Nickel. B. Cobalt. C. Aluminium. D. Iron. The correct answer is aluminium. Raindrops falling through atmospheric air attain limited terminal velocity because of A. Upward thrust due to air. B. Viscous force exerted by air. C. Surface tension effects of water. D. Force of gravity. The correct answer is viscous force exerted by air. Addition of silicon to cast iron. A. Promotes graphite module formation. B. Improves its ductility. C. Does not promote graphite flakes formation. D. Increases the fluidity of molten metal. The correct answer is increases the fluidity of molten metal. Lead is poured into the joint between two pipes. A. Mild steel. B. Concrete. C. Cast iron. D. Asbestos cement. The correct answer is cast iron. About ton of coke is required in a cupola to produce 1 ton of casting. A. 0.03. B. 0.3. C. 0.8. D. 1.5. The correct answer is 0.3. There are 1 octahedral void and tetrahedral void in the closest packing of atoms. A1. B2. C3. D. None of these. The correct answer is 2. Which of the following is prone to cup and cone fracture? A. Cast iron. B. Soft brass. C. Round specimen of ductile metal. D. Flat tensile specimen of ductile metal. The correct answer is round specimen of ductile metal. Remains constant during the adiabatic cooling of moist air. A. Wet bulb temperature. B. Dry bulb temperature. C. Relative humidity. D. Specific humidity. The correct answer is wet bulb temperature. Joint is usually used for joining cast iron pipes, mostly used for temporary pipelines where it may be necessary to dismantle reassemble the pipeline very frequently. A. Collar. B. Flanged. C. Bell and spigot. D. Expansion. The correct answer is flanged. Out of the following, the alloy which has equal percentage of constituents is A. White metal. B. Gunmetal. C. Duralumin. D. Constantan. The correct answer is constantan. Steel is welded using the flame. A. Carburizing. B. Neutral. C. Oxidizing. D. All ABC. The correct answer is neutral. Pick out the wrong statement. A. Cold cracking of a weld is due to the presence of hydrogen gas in the weld. B. True stress is given by E1E, where E and E are engineering stress and engineering strain respectively. C. Phosphorus can be easily recovered in the iron blast furnace. D. High residual stress at the surface is beneficial for fatigue properties of a material. The correct answer is phosphorus can be easily recovered in the iron blast furnace. Shampoos are commercially not available in the form of A. Powder. B. Gaseous mixture. C. Solution. D. Emulsion. The correct answer is gaseous mixture. A gas which is collected over water becomes moistened due to water vapor exerts its own partial pressure at the gas temperature, which is termed as its A. aqueous tension. B. saturated humidity. C. vapor pressure. D. absolute humidity. The correct answer is aqueous tension. Carbon is present in the form of in gray cast iron. A. spheroids. B. nodular aggregates of graphite. C. flakes. D. cementite. The correct answer is flakes. In Imperial Smelting Process for extraction of zinc vapor thus produced is quenched in the external condenser by the use of the following: A. jet of water at high pressure. B. blast of air. C. mixture of water and air. D. rain of molten lead. The correct answer is rain of molten lead. The dew point of moist air becomes with decrease in its relative humidity. A. less than the wet bulb temperature. B. more than the wet bulb temperature. C. more than the dry bulb temperature. D. equal to wet bulb temperature. The correct answer is less than the wet bulb temperature. Heating of ferromagnetic materials to a temperature above Curie temperature makes it A. insulator for heat electricity transmission. B. ferritic. C. behave like paramagnetic materials. D. superconductor. The correct answer is behave like paramagnetic materials. Lap joints are preferred over butt joints in soldering brushing because these joints are A. weaker in tension but stronger in shear. B. weaker in shear but stronger in tension. C. stronger in both shear and tension. D. the lap joints are easily made. The correct answer is the lap joints are easily made. Color comparator is used to measure the A. pH value. B. electrode potential. C. color intensity. D. none of these. The correct answer is pH value. Pick out the wrong statement. A. For a pressure vessel to be classified as thin vessel, the ratio of wall thickness to mean radius is less than 0.1. B. For calculating forces and efficiency of riveted joint, either rivet diameter or rivet hole diameter is used in case of pressure vessel and in structural work. C. Longitudinal joint is normally made butt joint to maintain the circularity of the vessel. D. Maximum diameter of the opening provided in a pressure vessel which does not require any compensation is 200 mm. The correct answer is For calculating forces and efficiency of riveted joint, either rivet diameter or rivet hole diameter is used in case of pressure vessel and in structural work. An atom bomb works on the principle of A. Nuclear fission, B. Nuclear fusion, C. Both the nuclear fission fusion, D. Ionization. The correct answer is nuclear fission. Eutectic reaction for iron-carbon system occurs at a temperature of C. A. 723, B. 959, C. 1147, D. 1493. The correct answer is 723. Which of the following is an example of stress corrosion? A. Season cracking of brass, B. Caustic embrittlement of steel, C. Both A, B, D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A, B. FeO G Fe SCO2 GK0 435 at 1173 E. At equilibrium, what will be the number of moles of coke gas required to reduce 1 mole of FeO at 1173 K? A. 1.0, B. 1.3, C. 2.3, D. 3.3. The correct answer is 3.3. Fiber reinforced plastic FRPR. A. Made of glass fiber and thermoplastic resins, B. Anisotropic, C. Made of thermosetting resin and glass fiber, D. Both B, C. The correct answer is both B, C.